Hey everybody! Welcome to a brand new video. Today, we will be discussing episode 4 of Disventure Camp All-Stars episode analysis. Before we begin, a few things to note. Background footage is not owned by me, but owned by Odd Nation Cartoons. This video will be divided into sections to make the video more organized and work better overall. These sections are: episode analysis, who voted Yull, who's going next, conclusion. Without further delay, let's dive right into this video.
James, Lake, I love you guys. I'll win this for the both of you, but also for myself.
Beginning the episode, we get Aiden crying and Tess coming to comfort him. Then Aiden has a confessional, which has to be my favorite moment of the episode, with him saying he loves Lake and James, and he'll win for them but also for himself. This scene not only shows Tess's development, helping out others and being a therapist of sorts, while also gives Aiden more of a sympathetic look to his character, which I do think helps him out a lot. I am hoping that without James and Lake, we're going to learn a bit more about his character and he'll develop more, like right here, as well. This might be a leading factor to Tess flipping onto the Aiden-Tom side. We will have to see though. The next scene shows Fiore complaining, then Li forcing a fake apology from Hunter to Fiore, which Fiore automatically sees through in a confessional, which I wonder if next episode we will see them form an alliance. On Li's terms, of course, because Hunter just does not like Fiore in the slightest. Will this form more fights between Hunter and Li? Because shockingly, they didn't fight this episode. I guess we will have to see. The following scene shows Jake and Ashley talking, with Jake remembering the old times with Tom. Trying to take his mind off Tom, he asks Ashley for her backstory, which I did not expect that at all. It really adds to Ashley as a character but also makes her more sympathetic. However, I'm a bit worried. What happened to Nick when he told his backstory early? He got out in episode 4. Ashley also hasn't shown to be more than Jake's support system, really, with minimal interactions with Fiore, and also not really chatting much with others or doing much more than it. And if Li, Hunter, and Fiore form an alliance, it would make sense for her to go. I hope I'm wrong on this though, because again, especially after this scene, Ashley grew a bit as a character for me. The next scene has Rhea and Miriam talking, with Miriam giving her wisdom and telling her she was stupid for dropping Connor, which she's comparing this to losing her husband. Love the more development of her backstory, which Rhea refuses to agree. We get a glimpse of the old Rhea feeling bad for the conversation, knowing Miriam was right. But immediately in the confessional, it's back to her new persona. I just adore this complexity so much. The next scene has Alec and Connor talking, becoming friends. Alec talks about the different plans for the future he and his wife had, whereas Connor never wanted to settle down because he felt it made him admit to getting older. Most of this episode is character development gold, especially this scene here. Since the villain alliance is exposed, I wonder if the two will stay friendish. We will see, I suppose. The next scene shows Alec beginning his alliance creation by going over to the pink camp to get Fiore. She goes over, and Alec tells Fiore to come to the beach area. A little detail is shown is Alec bends down to Fiore's height. Remember, in episode 2, Alec didn't. In other words, closer to the Fiore and Alec make up from the betrayal. Alec then goes and gets Ellie, whom is getting the totem because she needs safety. She also does not trust Tess anymore, which is leaning even more towards Tess flipping on Ellie or Gabby. Ellie also mentions she only trusts Gabby right now, which after accepting the villain alliance, I wonder how Gabby will react to figuring out her baddie, isn't it? The upcoming scene shows Alec recruiting Rhea, Yull, and Gret, with Miriam finding it suspicious. Following that, Ellie and Fiore are chatting. They give off such sister vibes and I love it, with Alec showing up with the others and beginning his pitch. He says they would be unstoppable if they could work together, with most of them against the idea at first, with Gret pushing for the alliance along with Alec. Eventually, they each agree, with Alec happy, till he runs into Miriam, who turns out heard it all. She says she'll shut up if they never vote her or Jake, which Alec immediately starts planning her demise because nothing may ruin the alliance. We then go to the challenge, which can be summed up as get bag over finish line by any means necessary. Fiore then calls everyone, ogres, ally, Gret and Tom get ready to compete. Aiden cheers on Tom, Jake jealous Sarah, then Tom sabotages Gret with her taking Ally's glasses before she's sabotaged. Gabby supports Tom, Gabby pounces on Yul, easy money hiii, which is shockingly the most memorable thing from Hunter so far to me lol. Aiden, Connor, and Jake go against each other and Jake does the unthinkable. He speaks with Aiden. This is the true plot twist. Aiden tells him Tom does not mention him. Then Connor gets the bag, Jake and Aiden attack and get it, but it's thrown across the place. Jake then pushes Aiden, getting a point. Then Tom is angry at him for doing what he just did 5 seconds ago. Honestly, I didn't even notice this on first watch, but y'all pointed it out. Always appreciate corrections. It's also the fact Aiden also pushed someone and Tom isn't mad at him either, but because it's Jake. It feels like he's actively trying to hate Jake, or have reasons to, which, why? I'm guessing we will learn in the future, but still. Also, this is way too toxic. At most they need to be friends for that, or at least grow as people before ever giving it another try. There's not as much to note on this as previous episode situations with Jake or James Ellie, as this feels a lot more cut and dry, which isn't a bad thing at all lol, just leaves less explanation. Anyway, Tom helps Aiden up. Jake is annoyed. Tess, Ashley and Miriam prepare to go. Hunter finally calls Fiore by her name in front of her. Ashley goes and wins it for her team. Ellie and Rhea go up with Rhea not helping Ellie out, them sabotaging one another. Then Alec vs. Tom occurs. The pig has it. Alec then nods to Ellie. Gabby is worried for Ellie. I adore them SM. Ellie reassures her. Alec proves he needs an Oscar for his 10/10 acting skills. Cyan team wins. Miriam is ready to fight back from Alec throwing the challenge, telling everyone a lie or partial truth about the villains alliance, trying to destroy it. Yul regret goes to talk. Rhea and Connor do too. Alec is annoyed. Yul and Gret fight about who to vote. Gret is wondering if Miriam is telling the truth. Yul is mad and says they need to work with Alec since the others want to target him, and he forces Gret to go vote with Alec. Rhea and Connor also go and talk, with Rhea saying she'll get the alliance to vote for Miriam, but Connor is just saddened by it all. The tribal starts, with the votes being the following: 4 votes or 3 for Miriam, 1 or 2 for Alec, and 1 for Yul. We will discuss who voted for Yul in a second. Miriam is eliminated. Crystal says she needs to have dinner with Emily, and the interns the production family. Wholesome. Then Miriam hands Connor an envelope. People have been speculating what it could be, some saying it may be a team swap advantage. The behind image shows Miriam's envelope compared to Rhea's and it looks pretty much identical. The difference is the lighting, which I think confirms that this is probably the team swap advantage. We will see though. On to the next section discussing who voted Yul.
James, Lake, I love you guys. I'll win this for the both of you, but also for myself.
Righty, so it is time to discuss who out of Gret or Rhea voted for Yul. And like any normal person would do, I created a chart and hunted down the votes I could confirm, so let me pull that up real quick. Alrighty, so looking at this chart, I think you can tell that the two Gret votes are on the top, the Rhea one vote that I could confirm is on the bottom, because again, the only vote I could completely 1000% confirm was the Hunter vote, that specific one, because obviously we know who she voted in certain episodes. Like episode 7, she voted for Tess, I believe, so you can just, but I don't know the exact vote that she had, you know what I mean? Even if you can tell by handwriting. So I wanted to make sure that all of the votes included here you can confirm. All of the votes there are by, there was only one Dan vote, and we know that Gret said to vote Dan, so that was her vote. And then Alec and Gabby's vote she had in the confessionals that were released in episode 8, and the confessional that was in episode 9 for when her elimination episode. So, and then we have in the middle the Yule vote. So, based off purely handwriting, I believe this is leaning more towards Gret's handwriting, despite Rhea and Gret's handwriting being somewhat similar. But looking at the vote and comparing it to Rhea's, the letters are a bit more spaced out with Rhea's actual hunter vote. As well, the U is a bit different, as you can tell. The U there is more, it's a bit different because it doesn't have as much of a curvy, line going straight down. I think you can... I'll circle it. When editing me can circle and show what I'm trying to say. I do think it makes sense for it to be Rhea in context because they fight 24/7 and maybe she wanted to, but I don't see why she would want to go against the Villain Alliance yet. Why would she see the purpose? Especially since she said, Connor, you should vote Miriam with us, or I'll get my little friends to, or whatever. She said something along those lines, so I don't know why she would betray the Villain Alliance. Again, I do think it makes sense for her to vote for Yule, because again, they're fighting mainly, and her being so annoyed, because she was very offended when he called her a Bollywood reject, and and when he asked about the fur coat, she literally pulled his hair. That's see, she does not like Yule, basically. So that makes sense in context. When it comes to Gret, I think I missed a few hints here and there, because to me it doesn't make too much sense, because in episode 3, she's literally saying, me and Yule, we're gonna eat up this game together directly, and then in episode 4, there's nothing... Now, obviously, she's sad when Yule's yelling at him, but there's nothing like, I'm gonna vote for my toxic boyfriend. Maybe they just tried to keep it a secret more so, and making more subtle hints that I probably did not notice, so that could be it. However, again, I'm leaning more towards Gret due to the exact handwriting, and I don't think they would mess up the handwriting like this. I don't think that makes sense. I guess we'll have to see in future episodes, but again, I'm leaning more towards Gret despite me probably missing some of the clues. Let's get on to the next section, though.
James, Lake, I love you guys. I'll win this for the both of you, but also for myself.
I think Cyan team has to pull a win again. First, this Jake jealous of Iden. Tom and Jake are still going on. Tom is too much into the plot to really go yet. Ellie and Gabby have to get angst the last. Main ship remaining to have not fought shall fight. Tess is Tess. She said herself that it's not her time to go yet. Yellow team wise, unless there's a swap. The second the team loses Connor's a goner. Rhea might not want to vote him, and though Alec does likely like Connor, it's $3 million. He will vote him off. Pink team wise, it's such a wild card, because anyone could go. That's not Jake. Fiore can make up with Alec next episode or so. Ashley just gave us her entire backstory though specifically. I don't think she'll leave next episode. Jake needs some support. Li and Hunter can have their huge fight anytime. So I'm thinking, it's Pink losing next. We will see what happens though. Once the trailer releases, it'll be a bit easier to scope out what might happen. Now, on to the final section of the video, the conclusion.
James, Lake, I love you guys. I'll win this for the both of you, but also for myself.
What did you think of episode 4 of Disventure Camp All Stars? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you again on the channel. But for now, see ya and have a wonderful day or night.